Got to roll with the punches and get to what's real. Can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the wrecking machine. Don't you know? Hi, I'm David Lee Roth, lead singer, former lead singer of Van Hallen, and lead singer of David Lee Roth. That's me, David Lee Roth. You know, I had a meeting back in 1985 with Ted Templeman, and Ted's like, bro, you know, he's got like a giant pile of cocaine. I'm trying to look around the pile. He's got this giant pile of cocaine on his at his desk with his floor-to-ceiling glass behind him. You can see the whole of Hollywood and Mulholland and Laurel Canyon behind him. He was on top. He goes, "You're on top of the world, Dave. You're on MTV. Album 1984. Jump. Doot 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 doot. I get it up. I can't keep it down. 'Cause my brother gave me a line of crank, and I can't find anyone to squeak. So I'm up all night, woken, edging till morning. I put an 8-hour shift. I'm David Lee Roth. You know, I had a meeting with Ted in March of 1985. Because I'm David Lee fucking Roth. I can do shit like that. I can schedule an impromptu meeting and fly into LA and have a meeting with Ted Templeman. If you don't know Ted Templeman, fucking kill yourself right now. I mean, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Smack yourself in the face. Have a friend do a Three Stooges slap in your face if you don't know who Ted Templeman is. Because I'm David Lee Roth, lead singer of Van Halen. I appeared on the final album, the best album ever put out by a walking, bipedal, eating, drinking, shitting man. Because I'm David Lee Roth, motherfucker. Excuse my language. David Lee Roth, and I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want, but I'm not supposed to cuss on this video, on this channel. Because the owner of the channel told me not to. And I listen to people. I honor people's words, because I'm David Lee Roth. I grew up in Indiana, okay? Pasadena was nothing until I came to town. I grew up in Indiana, and I decided one day to run away from the boys' ranch because I got in some trouble. I stole a car when I was 15, and then I shot a cop in the leg trying to get away, and then another cop shot me in my leg, and so, you know, me and the other cop it was weird, they put us in a hospital room together. David Lee Roth, well, I wasn't David Lee Roth yet, I was just David Fernhauer, from a kid from the Indiana cornfields. It wasn't Van Halen yet. There was no Mammoth. There was nothing. It was just me, a kid in Indiana. I wasn't David Lee Roth yet, and it was just, you know, and I ran from the boys' ranch because I didn't like it there. And I got raped there a couple times by a gang of white boys and some black boys later on, repeatedly for about 18 months. David Lee Roth, former lead singer that appears on the best album ever invented by a human person, people. 1984. I get up, and I'm just a clown. You gotta scroll, whoa, zippy dibby doo. So I'm David Lee Roth. I appeared as lead vocals on. Can we get some light in here? What's the deal? Why is it so dark in here? Because I'm naked and I'm in a hotel room, and I got a couple of whores and trannies and some male prostitutes here, and a couple of old guys way over there, like 80 years old. One of them tried to grab my butt earlier. I'm like, I don't know, not yet. It's not late enough. I'm not feeling sick enough in the head yet to get that far. But everybody's here. It's whatever desire comes up. I've only had sex with the maid, and she wasn't even supposed to be included on tonight's party, but she came, you know, she showed up, and I'm like, wow, you remind me of my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Dieter. She saw, I go, how would you like to make $1,500 for just 3 hours of hanging out? I might, fuck you, so, I mean, you know. And she saw, well, baby, it's Vegas, so, you know. And I said, well, come on in, would you like a soda or a donut or something? I have some donuts with sprinkles, glazed donut. I have some caramel bars and chocolate bars, cream-filled donuts with chocolate, and there's some punch over there. The punch kind of classes with the chocolate part of the donut. So get a strawberry donut if you're gonna drink the punch. There's some chamomile with some creamer, non-dairy creamer, and I sweeten my chamomile. Well, I don't drink chamomile. I drink chai tea. I think chai, a non-dairy creamer, and chai, a non-dairy creamer, and honey, sweetened with honey for tea. Because I'm David Lee Roth. I'm the lead vocalist. You notice how I keep saying I don't say I'm the lead singer of Van Halen, because I'm not in Van Halen anymore. Because Ted Templeman and I had a meeting, and he had no idea what I was about to say to him. It was 1985 March, and I'm way up there in his little office up in the sky, Hollywood, David Lee Roth, and Ted's like on his desk, and he's like, David, you're on the pinnacle of the world of rock. Van Halen, 1984, you guys are on this endless tour. You guys sold 16 billion albums per minute from 1984 to whatever. Actually, it came out in 83. 1984 came out in 1983. I'm still in an argument with that with my Uncle Ronnie, that son of a bitch. We almost came to blows. We had last Thanksgiving, and my aunt Jezebel she also throws a big Thanksgiving dinner in Sacramento, of all places, because great vibes in Sacramento. And we go down there under the oak trees and the Sacramento River and feed the ducks and whatnot, and have Thanksgiving. And of course, Thanksgiving and family, you disappear out in the shop, because I know where my grandfather's shop's at. And I was playing there as a little kid. We go back there and smoke some weed, snort some crank or coke or whatever you got. We'll butt chug some fucking Molly or something. I looking into butt chugging crank, because I've been doing it for off and on since 1984, since my album. I'm David Lee Roth, so kiss my ass. Go to Thanksgiving, and my Uncle Ronnie was there, and we always get in this big argument every time in the big family. It's kind of an attention thing, because I'm a flaming narcissist, because I'm David Lee Roth, lead singer of Van Halen and lead singer of David Lee Roth. That's me. I'm a flaming fucking narcissist. What are you gonna do? I'm a transplant from Indiana cornfields. By the way, speaking of Indiana cornfields, nobody messes with you in Indiana. Nobody messes with an Indianan. Put it that way, because you want to know why? There's a lot of cornfields in Indiana. It goes on forever. I mean, people, I live in Nevada. I could make a body disappear. Just think about a desert. No, you asshole. You're in a desert. Everything's going to be on Google Maps anyway. They got you on digits on satellite. You're in the desert. You got tracks literally leading from an aerial view to the where you dump the body, Mr. High Desert biker outlaw, druggie, idiot, entertainer. But no, you get rid of a body, dude. You go to Indiana and look at some vast. I'm David Lee Roth, by the way, lead singer of Van Halen and David Lee Roth. You go out to the Indiana cornfield, baby. You got my front doorstep at my family's house, if you want to call it family, and you just see cornfields forever. You get rid of a body out there. You find one detective in Clatsop County, Indiana, that's gonna go, oh, was there a murder? I'm always missing. It was probably homicide, huh? So I guess you want me to go look for him out in this the entire state of Indiana cornfields, right? Because I'm a detective. I'm going to solve the murder case. Who is this guy again? He's missing. Oh, what does he do? He works at a gas station. He's at the check stand. And you want me to go dig him up out in the endless cornfields? Because I just happen to be the detective of the sheriff's department of this county. You know what? I'll get right on it. I'm David Lee Roth, by the way. I appeared on vocals part of 1984. Did I mention that was David Lee Roth? Anyhow, I killed a man when I was 10 years old. I shot him. Why? Because he stabbed my mother. And you stab my mother, I shoot you. That's how it works. It's simple math. I learned to shoot when I was about 3 because I had to shoot this guy. He tried to steal my cat. I couldn't even talk yet. I don't remember. All I remember was and this guy's stealing my fucking cat. But I was 3. I couldn't. I'm David Lee Roth. I'm smart enough to decipher and make important decisions like killing people or shooting people. He didn't die. I didn't kill that guy. That poor bastard lived. I shot him right in the ass with my grandfather's shotgun. It had rock salt. So I sent about, I don't know, about 23 grams of, what was it? No, yeah, about 16 grams of rock salt right in this dude's ass. Stealing my cat. I was 4, okay? I was 4 years old. I couldn't really talk, but I do remember vividly, like it was yesterday, just going, and I was like, I wish I could talk like everybody else and say, hey, asshole, that's my fucking cat. You better put it down, as I'm picking up my grandpa's. My grandpa's sitting right there on the porch on his rocking chair, just watching the whole thing quietly. He was World War One or World War Two. No, World War One, and he didn't give a beep. He did not give an explicitive. My grandfather was the most baddest ass dude I ever met in my life. David Lee Roth. I miss my grandpappy. His name was David too. He was such a badass, man. I shot him too once, because I'm David Lee Roth. I shoot people. In Indiana, it was an accident. I was out running around. Guess where? The cornfields. Because my family had a ranch out there. No, let's go back to the guy I killed when I was 10. This cocksucker busted in our house. We're watching. I think we were watching Happy Days, and Chachi's got Joni up in the tree fort, man, and he's kissing on her. And I know it's Happy Days. It's a pretty wholesome movie, but he started reaching down for stuff. I'm like, damn, I'm getting ready to, go bust windshields out without using my hands, if you know what I mean. I busted windshield out with that thing. I was like, wow, get it, Chachi, get it, because Joni was pretty hot. And David on Happy Days. Tuesday, Monday, Happy Days. Thursday, Friday, Happy Days. Saturday, Sunday, Happy Days. It's fucking Monday again. Da-da-da. I gotta go to work. Da-da-da. Going to work on 1 hour sleep. It's probably not really sleep. Do-do-do-do. He woke up in the parking lot in his truck at the club. Da-da-da-da-da. They gotta do a 2026 Happy Days. Will Richie even be employed? He'll be in high school, but he dropped out, and he'll be just glued to his tablet all day, every day. His mother is just feeding him buckets of frozen chicken microwave with all the sauce. It's all about the sauce, because I'm David Lee Roth. I know about sauce. Be ice cream man, stop me ever passing by. Be ice cream man, stop me ever passing by. Cause I'm David Lee Roth. And suck me dry, do. We got push-ups, and all-stars 2, push-ups 2, and a Subaru, come be ice cream man, selling drugs on the side, cause I'm the ice cream man, because when your mama and daddy and older brother buy ice cream for $120, you know what's going down, cause they buy the special ice cream with a red rubber band around. You want what do you want? A superstar or a green superstar? Or actually, I'll take the white push-up. White push-up, like go or slow? Go. All right, 1 push-up with a yellow rubber band, bitch. Have fun. Don't let grandma catch you in your room all night. Just because I'm David Lee Roth. I can masturbate all night long on meth if I want to. Okay. I'll wait till your love comes down. I'm David Lee Roth. So I'm in Temple Ted's office in Hollywood in March 1985, and he goes, David, you're on top of the world, bro. You're making me filthy rich. You guys are filthy rich. And I said, Ted. And he's going on. I said, Teddy. Shh. Ted, shh. I've been on tour with Van Halen. Those three assholes, pieces of shit. I fucking hate all three of them. Well, I don't hate Michael because he let me fuck him a couple times, but Eddie Van Halen and Alex can choke on a big giant corporate. Okay, because I'm David Lee Roth. I get to say that about Eddie Van Halen. Nobody else can speak about Eddie Van Halen like that. I'll punch your lights out. I'll break your neck. Because I'm David Lee Roth. I know Kung Fu, and I'm lead singer in Van Halen. I was on the biggest rock tour imaginable. 1984 tour. And I told Ted, I said, listen, Ted, stop. Ted, shut up, Ted. And he's like, what? And I go, this is what's going to happen. I'm leaving the band. I'm leaving Van Halen. Because I'm David Lee Roth. I do whatever I want. And you should have seen the look on his face. Mr. Templeman of whatever, record company. He's an asshole too. Everybody in Hollywood's just a vampire. They're not snakes. They're not criminals. They're worse. Anybody in power in Hollywood from the Wizard of Oz days, when that fat asshole executive producer MGM, actually I think his name was Goldwyn, or he was one of the MGM. His name was either M, started with an M or a G for MGM. He was Metro Goldwyn Mayer. He was either Metro Goldwyn or Mayer. And he's a big fat guy, and he had Judy Garland, like, I think she was like 15, strung her out on crosstops and cigarettes, and told her, you got to lose weight, baby. You can't be fat. You can't get fat. Because back then, when Wizard of Oz was being shot, it took forever to do anything because they didn't have no computers. They had nothing. They had to do everything. Do you know the snow scene where the snow's falling, or what was it? How the poppies were? They had like snow falling. All that snow. Do you know what that was? Everybody's jumping around in it and breathing its dust into their lungs. Do you know what that was? It was asbestos. Because nobody knew how dangerous asbestos was. Everybody's put it in houses everywhere in the United States. I know somebody knew. I bet Ever Bernays knew. Because I'm smart. I'm David Lee Roth, lead singer of Van Halen. You got to roll with the punches and get to what's real. Who can't you see me standing here and got my back against the record machine? There ain't no words that you've seen. Don't you know what I mean? Hey! Kick one leg behind my neck and shit, I'm David Lee Roth. And I'm half black. You know I'm half black? Yep. Deal with it, And, I've been known to choke on a few myself, because I'm David Lee Roth. I do whatever I want. And I told Ted, I'm out. I'm leaving Van Halen. And like I said, you should have seen the look on it. He just froze. Like he looked like somebody just not drank his last beer, like pulled on his dick at a children's birthday party and told him, your mother's dead, or something like, just this look. I can't describe it. Like someone just walked up, grabbed him by the dick, pulled on his dick and said, hey, just want to let you know, your mother's dead, and then let go of his dick and walk away. I don't know. I just made that up. I mean, could you imagine? You had a children's birthday party. Not your kid. Someone else's kid. You don't even want to be there. And you see some dude walking across, like, who the fuck is this guy? And then he's just walks in the house, doesn't talk to anybody, doesn't even acknowledge anyone. Nobody acknowledges him. It's like, who is this guy? He's walking right towards you. And you're a global class act celebrity, because I'm David Lee Roth, and he just walks up and grabs you by the dick. Grabs your dick, just kind of tugs lightly, doesn't hurt you, and just tugs lightly. And then just goes and whispers in your ear, hey, I was told to come down here and give you this message. Your mother's dead. And just let go of your dick and leave and just disappear. Never see this guy ever again in your life. Total Rod Serling type stuff. I just thought of that. What that'd be a weird scenario, wouldn't that be? Because I'm David Lee Roth. I have imagination. Just some asshole told me back in the 80s, David Lee Roth is from Pasadena. He's not from Pasadena, you idiot. Dude, go put your head in a freezer or something, man. Cool, chill out. No, he's not from. He's a rich kid from Pasadena. That's why he's so creative. No, you idiot! Get out of here! Shut up! That never happened to me. I am from Indiana, and I killed a man when I was 10 for stabbing my mother because he broke in our house. And I shot him with a doggone. I think it was a Mini 14, if I remember right. 223 rounds. Same thing. Same round as goes through AR-15. It was my other uncle's. My other Uncle Ronnie. I got two Uncle Ronnies. Why? Because of David Lee Roth. Ronnie Roth and Ronnie Roth. Ronnie Michael Roth and Ronnie Jackoff Roth. I don't know. I don't care what his middle name is. He doesn't like rock and roll. He never bought any of my albums or any of my concerts, so screw him. I don't talk to any family member anymore that never came to my concerts. You don't show up at my concert, whether it's Van Halen or David Lee Roth or Mammoth. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. Cornfield, nighttime, flashlights, shovels. Because I'm David Lee Roth. Do what I want, dude. I'll bury anybody in the cornfield. I don't care who it is. I don't care if you're God, president of the solar system. I don't care. I'm David Lee Roth. I'll bury you. Best place to bury somebody is in the cornfield. Get rid of a body. I just all kinds of. I killed way more people than that dude when I was 10. Because he got good. I just shot this bastard. I was mad because he stabbed my mother. And I hated my mother. We didn't have a good relationship at all. And she's nailing every swinging pooty-doo in town. She was a whore, and she was mean to me, never fed me. I had to feed myself from age 4, probably, that I can remember. I got real hungry one day, and I said, Mom, can you get some food? And she's all, yeah, go sell your ass or something. And I'm like, Mom, I'm 5. And she's, I don't care. And I said, wow. So 4 days later, I'm like, I'm really getting hungry, and she ain't gonna do nothing. So I look over, and there's a squirrel there, and I'm like, and I can hit anything with a bow and arrow or a rifle. I'm a crack shot with a rifle. I can knock a flea off a buffalo's ass, 100 yards running full speed. You just gotta line up. You gotta lean a little bit, and you just gotta know where the flea is. You're not gonna see the flea at 100 yards unless you have a scope. But I could do it with just iron sights. 100 yards. You put a buffalo out in the field, and this guy, I used to bet people all the time backstage after a Van Halen show all the time. And guys would start talking about guns around me. Don't talk around guns around David Lee Roth. Ted Nugent can't even talk around guns around David Lee Roth because I'll just sit there and I'll go, I can hit a flea off a buffalo's ass at 100 yards, running full speed. I'm stationary, and he's coming on. I got my 338 Lapua. Yeah. Thought I was gonna say 308. No, I'm David Lee Roth. I'm a sharpshooter. My biological father, Mark Tanner. I'm actually David Tanner. There's no Lee Roth. That's made up. And every concert, once in a while, not every concert, but I'd be backstage with these idiots and gun. They start talking about guns, especially down in South Tennessee. Oh well, I can shoot that, and I said, gentlemen, and everybody shuts the hell up when I talk, when I speak up, because I'm David Lee Roth. I go, gentlemen, I can knock a flea off a buffalo's ass at 100 yards, running full speed. And every time they go, shit, rock star, hippie, long hair, let's see it. And I go, all right. And especially the Diver Down album, because I was getting the best cocaine. I was getting it straight from Pablo Escobar. Well, a guy that I knew was getting it from a guy that he knew, who was tight with Pablo. And I got this batch of cocaine during 1982 Diver Down tour, because that's what Diver Down. It's really, people think it's about diving. It's that big white thing going across like the Diver Down flag, our album cover. That's a line of cocaine. That's what that represents. The orange is your butthole after a whole night of ball twisting, sweaty sex action, coked out sex action. Did I say all night? Like 3 days, just ball twisting, sweaty, coked out. Oh, sex, and then you go numb. You can't even. You gotta stop. You never come. You gotta stop and just go get a Pepsi and a donut or something, and just take a break, dude. We've all been explicit in for 3 days. You know, I'm in a room full of people that I never met in my life, and I don't even know what city I'm in. I just got through with a couple shows. I get one night off. Whoopee! And some weird creepo weirdo. I don't know how these guys make it backstage, especially to us. There's like 3 levels of backstage pass. You gotta go through some levels to get to us and the brown M&Ms. Read the contract, because I'm Daily Roth, man. You gotta check that. You gotta read that contract. 25 minutes to listen to David. If you made it this far listening to Daily Roth, you're a champ. And I mean that from bottom of my sack. You gotta roll with the punches and get to what's real. The best songs ever written by a man, by a human being. I live in Japan right now because I know you care. Because I'm David Lee Roth. Okay? And I haven't slept since 1972. Since I ran from that boys' branch. Because I can't sleep. Because I'm David Lee Roth. Would you be able to sleep if you were David Lee Roth? I sleep, but I sleep at at the red light. Because I got things to do. There's only one life. I know it's Judas Priest. I know it's not Van Halen. Shut up. I know I can hear you thinking right now. So, I'm David Lee Roth. I live in Japan. Lead singer Van Halen and David Lee Roth in Mammoth. And I also appeared on that one Christmas album, Have a Heavy Metal Gay Christmas or something. I was on there. I was in a studio recording vocal tracks with about 50 other idiots, 80s metal dumb fucks. And they had the nerve to step in the studio with David Lee Roth. That's me. I mean, I get there and I kick open the limo door and smoke comes out and I come out with my platform shoes and orange bell bottoms with hot pink paisley swirls on my bell bottoms, or no, yellow bell bottoms with orange paisley swirls with teal accents, just on 2 hits of clown blotter LSD. So I show up to this stupid little thing that Ted forced me to go to, basically, in contract. He's threatening to sue me. I'm like, Ted, I'm David Lee Roth, asshole. I am not doing a Christmas album with anybody. But Dave, they're all rockers like you. They're idiots. I've been on tour with half of those fucking morons. I'm not going to do anything with those idiots. And about a week later, his attorney calls. I'm like, hey, Dave. He's like, hey, Dave, you know. I'm like, who is this? I'm at the pool painting. I was painting a portrait of Hillary Clinton. And why? Because I'm David Lee Roth. Do whatever I want. I'm in a hotel room with all these weirdos. I'm naked. They're all naked. I thought about having sex with a few of them. I had sex with the maid because she reminds me of my 5th grade teacher, which is just hot. It's raunchy. It's crazy. Why would you want to have sex with your 5th grade teacher? Because I'm David Lee Roth, and I've been on high since, at least since the first album. Definitely since the first album. And I haven't never come down. I can handle it. I'm 72 years old, and I don't give a hootenanny. Where was I? Where were we? What was I talking about? Killing people? I kill a lot of people. I used to go out. Okay. Van Halen, when we were on tour, we'd get like a night off, and I would tell the band, I never spoke to the band. I'd tell my assistant to tell Eddie, I'm going to be gone for 48 hours. Don't flip out and call the feds, come looking for David Lee Roth, the superstar. And just tell him to shut up and go F himself. Tell Alex to just go take a bottle of sleeping pills. I hate Van Halen. I hate the Van Halen brothers. They're a couple of Amsterdam, Belgian idiots. Okay, they're talented. Yeah, Eddie can run a piece of plastic pick along 6 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E A D G B E A. Back to E. Eddie, tune your guitar, bitch. And Alex can hit things with a stick. Just talented brothers. And then there's Michael Anthony, the bass player. Michael's lost in the world. He told me some pretty dark shit during the what was it? It was it was the Women and Children First album, and we were on tour, and we were having a good time. Van Halen we weren't on MTV. We didn't hit the pinnacle yet, and I wanted to quit the band after the first album, and Ted just kept talking me out of it, and I'm like, come on, David, man, you can't quit. You guys are rising stars. And then 1984, I'm MTV, or I have to show up to make these stupid videos, and a lot of work. And then the tour after 1984, are you kidding me? I almost killed myself a couple times on that tour. I almost committed suicide. I was so miserable. It's being on a supporting tour. The tour we went on for like 5 years, felt like. Might as well have been 10 years. World tour, Van Halen's world tour, last tour with David Lee Roth, that's me, and I was miserable. All it was a microphone in my hand, my dick in my hand, and just cold. I didn't sleep on that tour. I would just collapse as soon as I walked off stage sometimes, and just because I haven't slept since 1974, since the first album, and I can't sleep on a tour bus. There's this noise, I told these guys, you can't muffle the noise, man. Can't you just put me in a Camry and can I go on tour in a Toyota? Excuse me, David Lee Roth. I could do whatever. I can fart too. So that was a naked fart too. It sounded kind of tempered. Did somebody stick something on my ass? Did you? That champagne. You've been stroking that champagne bottle, honey. Did you shove something on my ass like that champagne? Anybody else in here shove anything up my ass? I'm talking to you. Answer me. David Lee Roth. Yes, you. Have you shoved it? Did you see anybody shove something up my ass in the last 3 days? I kind of feel like something has been up my ass recently. Because I'm David Lee Roth. Things wind up my ass once in a while. And so, it started on the second album, the Van Halen 2 tour. Because I've killed like 3 people, 3 men. They're all men. I hate men. I hate women. I hate myself. That's why I have to just have sex with everybody and anybody, because I hate myself that much. So it was the Women and Children First tour, and I just needed to kill. It wasn't enough anymore. I was on top of I was in one of the best rock bands in the world. I was the front man. I got pussy on tap. I got pussy. Getting pussy after like the second album. No good, baby, you're no good. Dude, boop, 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 do, boop, boop, do. Well, I've been tired of y'all running around. I rode up and I wanted to see. And then I didn't have no good, baby, you're no good. And I say it again, I'm David Lee Roth, yeah. So I'm David Lee Roth, lead singer of Van Halen, and David Lee Roth and Mammoth, and that Christmas album, Heavy Metal, have a heavy metal gay Christmas, and we recorded that in 1986. That Ted forced me against my will because he had his attorney call me. David Lee Roth. I'm like, what do you want, dude? And he's like, I'm painting a portrait of Hillary Clinton out by the poolside. What do you want? Goes, Mr. Roth. I guess, yes. What do you want? Well, I'm Mr. Tippelman's attorney. Oh, wow, really? He wants me to do the heavy metal gay Christmas, have a heavy metal gay Christmas? Yes, Mr. Roth, have a heavy metal gay Christmas. You are bound under contract. You signed a contract. In the contract, I'm going to read it right here. I have it right here, Mr. Roth, with me. I bet you do. Attorney at law for Ted Templeman. Yes, Mr. Roth. So it says right here at the bottom. Let me get my magnifying glass here. This is on page 5032 of the Van Halen contract between Templeman and Electrical Records. Right. Oh boy. Grab me the Bobby. Grab me the high-powered microphone. You know what? Let's just put an electron microscope. Let's get the fine print here, Mr. Roth. Hold on. I'm zooming in. All right. Okay. Brown M&Ms. Okay, right here says every member of the band, including Mr. Roth, Mr. Van Halen, and Mr. Anthony, that one or all four members will be called at least one time, bound by contract, to be a part of a conglomerate effort, musical artist recording. Mr. Roth. Mr. Roth? Mr. Roth, are you still there? Yes. All right, I'm going to call my lawyer and then have him call you. All right, goodbye. Go fuck yourself. So I called my lawyer, and then something snapped in my brain, and I showed up to this idiotic freaking recording with all these idiots from White Snake. Well, White Snake's cool, but, Black and Blue. I'm like, who are you guys? Whoa, David Lee Roth! I get out of my limo on 2 hits of clown blotter acid because there's no way I was showing up to this sober. And by the time I got there to the recording studio in like Switzerland, some gay country, European country, I get out of the limo, I kick my limo door open, just kind of made a arrival, and I came out with my hands spread open, and just about 200 women just come up. Suck my titties, eat my pussy, fuck me, David, have my baby, I want your baby, and all this bullshit. And I was so sick of being a rock star. I'm on this clown blotter acid, and I couldn't think of nothing else to do. I just looked at this one girl. She's really hot, and she has her hand on my balls, and my balls are cradled in her hand, her little tiny hand. It's pretty hot. She got me like a quarter chub. But I mean, this is after I left Van Halen, really. And I was getting ready to leave Van Halen. And Templeman made me do have a big gay heavy metal Christmas in Switzerland or some crap. I think they sold 36 albums. Who buys? It's like the best of. You don't buy an album. You buy an album from the band. I learned that a long time ago. The best of, no, don't buy it because it's junk. They remaster that crap. You get some idiot they probably paid him. He's like a low-level sound engineer, working the console and the mixing board, and they paid him like $14 to do the album, to master the album, and it comes out sounding like crap. It's not even worth the vinyl that it's pressed on. Okay, so something snapped back. No, it wasn't after the 1984 tour. It was right after the Women and Children First tour. Back in 1970, I don't know, 78, 76. I don't remember what year it was. Because I haven't slept since the first album, 1973, 74. I'm David Lee Roth, by the way, talking about my life, because I'm a flaming narcissist. It's been almost 40 minutes now, and I'm still going. Because I'm David Lee Roth. I'll go for the next 2 weeks on this video. I'll be the first man on planet Earth, besides Elon Musk, to publish on YouTube a 1 week video of me talking about myself. We're going into 39 minutes. So it was the Women and Children First tour, and that lawyer called me, Ted's lawyer, and something snapped in my head. And I was in a hotel room in Cincinnati, of all places. No, it was Cleveland. It was worse than Cincinnati. I was in Ohio. What a wonderful state Ohio is. There's just lovely people there. And especially Cleveland. Cleveland's a great place. Very low crime rate. So I'm in this skyscraper hotel at night, and I get off the phone with this asshole attorney of Ted's, and nobody talks to David Lee Roth like that. Nobody tells David Lee Roth what to do. I don't care what's in the contract. I don't care if I signed it. I signed it with my semen. I did men, and I'm a rock star. I don't sign with a pen. What are you doing with that pen? Get away from me. I sign with my semen. It's going to take a few minutes, okay, people? I'm packing a 5-day load, so it shouldn't take that long, but I'm in front of you guys. It's just kind of weird, but it's hot too. But so I signed the contract with my semen. Just, oh, David, oh, Lee Roth, you know. You don't sign with your semen like you're, you know. Oh, here we go. All right, and then dot and cross the T. No, when you're sign with your semen, you got to like, oh God, oh my God, oh this is a good one. Oh God, oh my God, and you're looking at like the secretary of the CEO of Electrica Records or something, you know, Mercury Records, and in a conference room, and you're just you kind of keep your eyes locked on her, and she's looking at you, and she's like, you see her elbow kind of doing some weird shit, so she's probably bumping that bean up below the conference room table, and I'm looking at her, and I look at Ted, and I started laughing. I almost started to lose my erection. He says, when I laugh, I start losing my erection. You're a nailer girl when you're stoned and you think of something really funny and you start laughing and you just your bobo is just gone and you climb off of her and go get a Pepsi and a donut or something. I'm David Lee Roth. I live on Pepsi and donuts because they're just good. They're just great. When you're a stoner, rock star, you know, and you do all the drugs that everybody has and have sex with everybody, because I'm David Lee Roth. That's what I can do. I fucked an Air Force general once, 5-star general, right over his desk. He was an old man too. He had a tight butt for an old man, tight hole. It's all squeak, 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 squeak. Because I'm David Lee Roth. I had a huge cock sewed on me right after the Diver Down album. That's really what put us on the map. And then I banged that 5-star Air Force general. I was at an air show, and this general comes up and goes, "Boy, I bet you can give great head with them pistol grip ears." I said, "General, you know who I am? David Lee Roth." He goes, "I don't care. That long hair ears and them psychedelic pants, bell bottoms. You just look like a good old cowboy. Why don't you get on a horse for me and come and find me out on the field, climb down from that horse with that big old cowboy swinging thing you got. How you know?" "I just know it, boy. I've been looking at you. I'm a 5-star general. I know things. I can send an ICBM right over the North Pole, right into Moscow, and blow them puppies to smithereens. I'm a 5-star general. Air Force, baby. Come on back to the hangar. I want to show you a jet. Really fast jet, Mr. Roth. Come on back." And, you know, so 5-star, you don't say no to a 5-star Air Force general that can send ICBMs over the North Pole and the Moscow. Hello? And he said, and he's, you know, he's all, "You gonna nail me from behind, Mr. Roth? Let's go. Come on, boy. Get it. Get moving. Yeehaw." And he just, you know, I nailed this old man, bones creaking and everything. And he had his old walnut desk, you know, and just the desk all squeak, 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 squeak. And I look up, and I see a picture of the guy I'm fucking shaking hands with United States President Reagan. And there's Nancy Reagan right there. Nancy Reagan's my safety word, by the way. You know, you got me in a torture rack in the kitchen, dining room, just beating me across the back with some leather straps of my choice. My safety word is Nancy Reagan. "No, no, no, stop, no, oh God, oh God." And then it hits you really hard, like it hurts you. "All right, Nancy Reagan. So, David Lee Roth, I'm going to go ahead and button this up, folks. I know you want to hear more of me talking about my stellar life as a rock star and now Zen poet, monk, living in Japan. And I eat nothing but I eat kale and rice. That's all I live on. When I poop once a month like a snake. And I don't poop in the toilet. I have a little sandbox in the corner of the living room and just I usually wait till people have guests over, and I'm like, "Oh, really?" Act like pretend like am really, really involved in their story, whatever the crap they're talking about, because I need friends. Narcissists need a lot of friends and to pay attention to them and listen to our stupid stories, and that's what I do. I'm David Lee Roth, and I invite my white friends over in Japan that live in Japan. We're just a group of white people that live in Japan, Tokyo. We don't interact with any Japanese whatsoever, because we hate Japanese people. We hate anybody that's not us. We hate white people just the same too. That's what narcissists do. Narcissists hate. Well, narcissists. We hate ourselves. We hate the person in the mirror every morning more than anybody else. Because we're narcissists, flaming fucking narcissists. And so in Japan, I invite my friends over, and I wait till they come over, and we have tea and some chai tea, some non-dairy creamer and honey, in a nice little Japanese cup, and with a Japanese character that says, "Love everyone." You know, I don't love everyone, but I hate most people. I hate myself. Mostly hate the man in the mirror. When that song came out with Michael Jackson, I almost killed myself. He's talking about me because I'm vain too. You're so vain, but you think the song is about you. You're so vain, cause I'm David Lee Roth. I had a dream, there were clouds in my copy, clouds in my copy. You're so vain. Remember Carly Simon singing that song? Betchy. I saw Carly in concert once. She's got the biggest lips I've ever seen on a white person, much less a white girl. She's hot. She blew me with those lips once. Why? Because I'm David Lee Roth. And I can fart if I want to. It's my party and I'll fart. It's my colonoscopy and I'll fart if I want to. Fart if I want to. You'd fart too if it happened to you. Okay, Mr. Roth, turn on your side. We're going to shove this fiber optic cable up your ass. 1/2 inch wide. Woo! There we go! Hang on, we got to lube you up with KY jelly. I'm Dr. Behind. I'm going to be performing your colonoscopy today, Mr. Roth. Yeah, just roll him in here. Just drag him over. Drag him over! Are you stupid? I want to get this done. I got shit to do. I'm a fucking doctor. Well, I'm David Lee Roth. I don't fucking care who you are. Van Halen, I don't care. You guys suck. I'm into Whitesnake, baby. I don't listen to Van Halen. I'm a doctor. Shut up. I'll shoot you up with 900 cc's of Thorazine. Then I'll fuck your face, baby. And I'll have Doug over here. Doug's 8 feet tall, weighs 400 pounds. I'll have him nail you right in the butt. I don't care who you are. I don't like Van Halen. I think you guys suck, really. Fuck yeah, the weather's well jumping with the stupid little synthesizer. What happened to you guys? You guys were cool, like Van Halen 2. No good, no good, no good, baby. Somebody call me a doctor. That was Van Halen. And then you come out, you guys running around on MTV and making a complete fools of yourselves. What happened? I mean, you guys suck. Whitesnake didn't do that shit. They didn't jump around. They did, but they had like Tawny Katane doing the splits on those Jaguars on the hood. I don't know where I'm going, but I sure know where I've been. The lonely street of dreams, and I made up my mind. I ain't wasting no more time, so here I go again. Here I go again. Here I go again. I forgot the rest of that line. Because I'm David Coverdale, and I can do whatever I want. And I had sex with Tawny Katane. Because I'm David Coverdale. I do whatever I want. Screw David Lee Roth. I'm Dr. Coverdale, performing your colonoscopy today, sir.